Hi there, stampers and crafters, and welcome to my online class. Today we're going to be making spinner cards, sports spinner cards for your favorite sports fans. We have all different sports from the For the Win stamp set from Stampin' Up, so it kind of covers everything for your sports lovers. And I thought this was going to be a really fun project to make today for my Stampin' Demonstrator Group's blog hop. And if you're not familiar what a blog hop is a group of my bloggers in Stampin' and our Stampin' group. We get together once a month and we coordinate projects. And these girls have been working and anticipating today and making some amazing projects. And after this video, you're going to want to pop on over to my blog using the resource page link in this video's description, or go to stampwithtami.com and check out all of their awesome projects. You can take the tour there. And I'll have the resources for this project up there as well. And you're going to want to pop on over there after this video and enter to win our prize patrol. Prize patrol on this video has two different ways to enter. One is by leaving a comment here on this live video. I have two live New Wonder Hostess stamp sets. These are from the brand new annual catalog, which is also what our blog hop is today. The catalog came out in July, and you can see that on my stampwithtami.com blog under the Stampin' Up catalog page, and you can request one there too if you don't have one yet. Awesome products in there. You're going to love everything you see. So I have two of those to give away. In addition to that, we have a blog hop giveaway that the whole group is giving away, and to enter that one, you will need to leave a comment on my blog post, on the resource page post of this project with the hashtag #StampItContest. And you can enter to win the Stamp It giveaway multiple times by leaving a comment on each of the blogs in the hop with that same hashtag for entry. So lots of fun there. You're going to have lots of ideas today. Really quick, just wanted to give a shout out here that there's only a couple of days left for the bonus day coupons. So if you like earning those coupons for next month's orders, they're $5 coupons for every $50 you spend. You have just a few more days to get those. But the extra promotion, which is where you get $56 free, you get $155 for $99. The demo kit deal is amazing, plus a $10 coupon, plus free shipping on the kit, plus discounts. No brainer, right? So that one goes on until August 31st. And there's going to be a pre-order, which we will cover in the upcoming week for a holiday catalog that you can also get beginning August 1st with that demo deal. So lots of awesome things happening. Okay, so let's pop right down to the table and get started with this awesome project. I have a free PDF on my blog for this. And I'm sorry that my printer is not cooperating, so it's black and white today. But you can save and print it in color. If you have a color printer, you can save it on your computer. This resource page has all the measurements you need, and I do have an updated version on my blog that also has measurements for the cuts I made with the stitched rectangle dies. And in addition to that, there is a full supply list of everything I'm using there and quick links to get to these in my online store if you need something there. And I have the URL to get back to the video that we're creating right now so that you can make these projects. I like to make it easy for you to find things. If you don't have a URL handy or the smart code handy, go to stampwithtami.com and click on Video Gallery. All of my videos are there. Every single, there's hundreds and hundreds of videos there. And you can use the search bar too if you're looking for something in specific. But those are two ways to get back to the resource page with all the information in the videos on how to make this. All right, this is the stamp set I've been talking about. It's called For the Win, right? You have sports fans in your life. This is perfect. So many cool things, and I have a couple to share with you after I show you how to make these cards. And so these are the cards. I've created 4 different ones, but you'll see there's also a golf ball here. You could also do the golf ball as well. I didn't do that one, but I'll show you how these work. So they just spin. They're super easy to make. They're interactive. It's a fun little goodie. I'm going to show you some tips on how to make these spin easier. This was a technique that we used to do a long time ago, and I found that there was a couple quick little things that you can do to make these spin even easier than what we used to do. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is the stamping part, and I'm going to show you some quick coloring techniques that I did on these two. These two I did, and these are with the Stampin' blends, and also on the Happy Birthday. So I am going to start by, and I've pre-cut my my shimmer white. I'm using shimmer white today, but you could also use whisper white if you if you didn't have shimmer white, but shimmer white gives you a little sparkle. I pre-cut this with the stitched rectangle dies. So we've got a layer here, shimmer white and a black, and I cut those with the 2 largest stitched rectangle dies. If you do not have these dies available, I do have the measurements on that free PDF, just in case you want to cut them instead. But normally I would stamp and then do the cuts, but I just did them ahead of time just to save a little bit of time. So we're going to take the birthday MVP, but you could also make this good for other occasions by using some of the other greetings in there. There's hip hip hooray, I'm your #1 fan, go team for the win. Or you could use a greeting from a different stamp set. Lots of things you can do there. So just go ahead and stamp that a little bit towards the top and in the center. Welcome aboard, everybody. We are recording this class live on Facebook, and the replay will be up on YouTube immediately following. So it's great to see you guys here on a Saturday morning. This is also my oldest son's 21st birthday today, and I'll share the card I made for him at the end of the video too. It's really cool. So I pre-stamped these. We've got a soccer ball, basketball, football, and the baseball I just stamped in red. So that one I'm not going to color in, and the soccer ball obviously is white with black, so that one doesn't need to be colored in. But the other 2, I'll show you how I colored those in. So I'm using the Stampin' Blend markers. You could use other markers too if you wanted to. You can color in whatever your favorite medium is, or whatever medium you happen to have handy. I'll start with the basketball, and with that one, I used, this is Cajun Craze. This is the dark and light Stampin' Blends markers with Cajun Craze. I just thought that one kind of looked, to me, the most like an official basketball color. You could use pumpkin pie too, I think. So I'm using the brush tip ends of these. They're alcohol markers and they're made to blend. So, sorry, let me just make sure I'm in view here. So I'm coloring the whole thing in with the white. And the reason why I'm doing that is because the blends seem to blend the best when it's wet. So if I have a fresh coat of the light Cajun Craze on there, this will blend really nicely. Oh, thanks for the birthday wishes for my big guy. He's pretty excited. All right, so you can see I just kind of scribbled. Now let me just zoom in a little bit here so you can see this. Just kind of scribbled with the darker one, and then I'm going to take the lighter again and highlight that. Just so we have a little bit of, and I'll layer maybe a little bit more on there, just so we have a little bit of depth in there, and it just makes it pop. Makes it look a little bit realistic, right? And then if you really wanted to take it just a tiny little step further and give it a little bit more of a blend, you can take this as the color lifter. Just do a little tiny bit on that side, not too much, not too much. Don't want to overdo, but just enough to make it pow, right? And then for the football, basically the same thing, but I'm using soft suede for that. My soft suede seems to have picked up a zit from one of the glitter dots from a different project stuck on there. Oh, super funny. So I'm just coloring that same thing in with the soft suede light, the soft suede light blend, and then I'll take the darker, just kind of give it a little bit of a shadow there, and then blend that in with the light marker. Easy peasy. That's all there is to it. Okay, so the last coloring, the last little piece of coloring is our MVP birthday. And that one I did with real red. So I've got dark and light real red here. I'm going to do the same, basically the same thing here. I'm going to take the lighter of the real reds, color the entire MVP letters in. I'm trying to do this without my readers, so I apologize if I go outside the lines. I brought them into the studio, and then somewhere on the table they're here, but let's just see how well I do without them. Not bad, right? Not bad. Okay, so the whole thing's light, and then I'm going to take the dark real red. I'm coloring just the top part. Just the top. And I'm going to layer that a couple of times, and then I'm going to use the light to blend. You don't have to blend too much here. You don't have to overdo. And then another layer of the dark on top to really make that pop. This is just a really simple blend here. Really simple, really easy. Right, Irene? It is. This blending technique is very, very easy. Not that none of them are really hard. So then I've got a color lifter here. I'm going to do the same thing just on the very bottom that we did with the basketball, just a hair to make that pop. All right, and that is our coloring. Again, I got this on shimmer white. You can use whisper white too, but the shimmer white really is sparkly. I don't know if the camera picks that up. It is super, super cool. Okay. So next up, we're going to do our cuts, and I did pre-cut the stitched rectangle. Again, there are measurements on that free PDF. It is a little ombre look. You are right, Sue. That is a little ombre look. The first thing I'm going to do is cut out the sports ball. So I don't know, which one should we make this time? Do you want to make a basketball? Soccer ball? Baseball? Yeah, let's do baseball. Baseball's hot right now. Yankees and Red Sox were playing last night. So I'm sorry, I just threw that on there and I didn't even tell you what I was doing. Okay, so this is the layering circles dies here, and I'm using the smallest circle for this. And I'm just gonna pop that on. I have my, I had 2 cutting pads on there. Now there's 2 cutting pads on the floor. So I'm using the magnetic platform. This is an older die. We do have new style dies. I will cover those in another episode. But for now, I'm using, one of the older style dies. So I've got the magnetic platform, and I've got 2 cutting pads. I'm going to line that right up over there. You would cut all 3 balls the same way. The football, I hand cut. That was the only one that didn't have a die to go with it. So I'm going to cut that little guy out. He does have a little bit of a tiny little bit of a red. It almost looks like a shadow around it, but it's perfect. And then I'm just going to make one. The rest are all made the same. So we'll just put that aside. And next we're going to make our cut for the spinner to actually spin. Now, there is the classic label die. Sorry, I meant to bring that down to show you. And that did work okay. I mean, punch. And that did work okay. You can punch that twice across, just like I'm about to do with this die. But this is one of the tips to making the spin really well. And this is actually the Lakeside, oops, that's upside down. It's the Lakeside framelets. They actually match a different die set. I mean, a different stamp set. But this label that came in it is perfect. It was the perfect width. So I'm doing that. But if you had the classic label punch, that would also work. You could also use a trimmer to cut that out too if you didn't have either of those. So what I'm going to do is start with this. You want to line it up. Just make sure you guys can see what's happening here. Line it up. I'm going to start on one side and work my way to the other. So I've got it a little bit to the left there. I've got to make 2 cuts on it to make it go as far as I want it across. And then I'm going to take that same die, just move it across. And then cut again. So I just line that right up so that it lines up with the previous cut. And what that did was created an extra long little channel here for us to put our spinner in. Okay, so we've got our cuts all set. And we are ready for some assembly. I said this was easy peasy, right? I meant it. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do here is, I have taken and actually, this is a little strip of Whisper White. I'm not sure I have the measurements right on the PDF on that one. I think they might be a little off. I cut this one a little bit smaller than the panel that's going over it. So that's going to go right on the front of this is our card base. Right here. It's our card base. I've already attached a piece of shimmer white on the inside to write on because it's a dark card base. And I'm going to lift that up because I forgot to put our black frame down. Not enough caffeine for that one this morning. Okay, so we have pre-cut this with the largest stitched rectangle die. And again, measurements are on that sheet if you don't have that die. Well, then let's try that again. So, okay, more. Stick down, and I've got some double-sided snail adhesive there, but if you like the liquid glue, you could use that too. Okay, so next up, this is my next trick for making these spins super easy, and that is using the foam strips on the card. So I'm going to put those, I put them right above and below the our little channel there that our sports ball is going to spin on. And then just one more on top there. That should be enough. It's all good. And we'll just peel off the protective backing there. Oh yeah, Susha says she hasn't made one of these in ages. I'm bringing them back. Bringing back some golden oldies, especially the sports balls and the spinner. I just thought that was awesome. I thought that this was the perfect technique for that stamp set. All right, so here is trick number 3 to make these spins super easy, and that is using mini dimensionals. The mini Stampin' dimensionals on the pennies. So they were a little bit smaller than the regular dimensionals, and I jacked them up a little bit by, this is like a little hack here, by stacking them doubled. So I put one on top of the other, like a double stuffed Oreo. And this was my joke when I used to make these a long time ago, was that this is your way of getting your 2 cents worth in every card. Get it? Okay, so those are mini dimensionals. You can use regular size dimensionals. They will work. But again, to make that spin really easy, I found those little mini dimensionals were the bomb. Now, I am using a regular sized dimensional to stick the ball to the top, but you could use a mini for that too. And that sticks to the top. And then we just slide that in our little channel there. 1 penny underneath, 1 penny on top. There we go. And then that's it. And our card just spins. You got this, buddy. You got this. Oh, it's too early for me and the baseball. There we go. We got it. We got it. We got it going. Anywho, so super cool, right? So fun, so easy to make. All right, and one last touch on this one. I took these red rhinestones and just added one to the dot on the eye there, just because I felt like it needed a little bit of bling. All right, so that's our baseball for our baseball birthday, our baseball fan. But again, if you got a basketball fan, you've got a card for them, you've got a card for your football fans, and you can change the colors of your card bases to match the teams, right? How fun is that? I've got kind of generic ones here. And then we've got for your soccer, or if you're in Europe, for your football, right? All fans covered here. And there's a golf ball, too, for your golf fans. I didn't make that one, but there is one of those, too. All right, so I promised I would show you a couple more ideas with this stamp set. Oh, thanks for the hearts, you guys. I'm so glad you like these. I love them. I just thought this was a perfect card to make. Perfect, the spinner with the sports ball. And speaking of baseballs, so here's one. I shared this on my blog a little while ago when the stamp set first came out. Another super easy one with the baseball and the birthday MVP. Actually, this was made by my friend Scott Nielsen. He's the CFO of Stampin' Up! And also a former New York Yankees pitcher. So he loves his baseball. So his swaps usually somehow revolve around baseballs. And then this is another one made by Julie DeGoya. And she made this one. She made this a softball. And she colored these. And although actually looking at this, it could also be a tennis ball, right? But she made these softballs for her daughter plays softball. And she wanted these to be as close to accurate coloring as her daughter's softballs were. So it was another really cute one. So those are the For the Win stamp set. Now I promised one more sample that I would show here. It is my son's, if you're popping on late, it was my oldest son's 21st birthday today. So I made him this card. It's a shaker card. These are the retired large number dies. But I saved them because, there's so many good uses for them. And then this is from the Stitched All Around stamp set. The words are from the Stitched All. So I made it into a shaker card here. So super fun with a little gold foil on it. Super easy, super fun. So, and then I had a little note in there for him. I had told him I had to steal it back for. Okay, I already gave it to him. I take it back for the video. All right. Well, I am glad that you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for joining me on this Saturday morning for this class. Don't forget to pop on over to my Stampin' demonstrator groups. blog hop by clicking on the resource page in this the link in this video, or go to stampwithtami.com. And be sure to check out all the other amazing projects and enter to win our contest there as well, because there's 2 different ways to enter my giveaways today. The live one is a comment on this video on YouTube or on Facebook, and the after live is actually a blog hop comment. So thanks, and we will see you over on the hop. Have a great weekend.